It's a live stream. It's a Smokey. It's a live stream. It's a Smokey. Thank you. Hi. Welcome, say hi to the people. Here. Here. Don't attack my hand. It's an invitation to jump up, not attack my hand. Now you're just staring at my hand like you're gonna attack it. Don't attack me. Very sweet. It's a live stream. It's a live stream. There's a cat off screen, and it's two cats off screen in the live stream, and it's New Year's Eve. Hello. And it's New Year's Eve. Isn't that exciting? Boy, 2024 wasn't that great? Wasn't that great? And boy, 2025. Let's get excited. It's gonna be so much fun. 2025. Nothing bad is gonna happen in 2025. It's gonna be, well, now what have I done? How did I do this last time? I came up with a really good configuration for my stuff last time. Joke you caught me. Forgive me while I move around my everything. Yeah, that'll work. Except I'm not. Yeah, that'll work. All right. It's a live stream. Hello. I'm not excited for 2025. I'm really not. For a couple of reasons. Jesus Christ bless you. Well, thank you. Hello, my love. Oh, that's right. That's what I need to do. Gosh, you'd think I'd never done this before. I've only done it 18 times. What am I doing? I'm so unprepared. Oh, gosh. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. Can't really complain. This is the first New Year's in like a few years that I can actually like stay up till midnight and like see it tick over. The first one in a few years where I don't have to work the next day. That's pretty cool. Pretty happy about that. That's not bad, you know. I'm not doing much, just sitting here for probably an hour doing the live stream. I mean, I enjoy doing the live streams. And then probably just sitting around doing nothing until New Year's. But I'll be up. And that's kind of cool. Plus, it's my Friday, so that's always good. How are you today? Hope everyone's doing well. Posted a scary video today. Like 3 hours ago. That I've been sitting on for like months. The why I'm pro-choice video. And finally got it recorded and edited and put together. And I mean, I've attempted to sit down and record it a number of times over the past however many months. But I don't know. I wanted to make sure I got what I needed to say across. I wanted to make sure I articulated correctly. I wanted to make sure it was done well. And I finally, how well it's done is obviously up for debate, but I did it. It exists. It's up, and I'm scared. It gives me anxiety. Proud of myself for getting it up. So, you know, take whatever victory you can get. Hello. I got another comment today. A while back, I posted a video simply asking, what is the historical evidence for Jesus Christ, either just of the dude Jesus existing or the dude being like divine and supernatural. And I got another comment to add to the list of comments in the comment section saying like, oh, you're stupid if you deny that Jesus existed. Like, how can you say that Jesus didn't exist? How can you just... I didn't say that. It's like, I think that it was that video where I had a commenter who's like, yeah, I see what you're saying, but this isn't the way to go about doing it. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, clearly you're just trying to point out the obvious, the severe lack of evidence for Jesus Christ. It's like, no, I asked a question. Now, looking at my content and looking at other people who make similar content to me, I can absolutely understand the assumptions that were made. But when I made that video, I was asking a question that I didn't know the answer to. I wanted to start looking into the historical evidence for Jesus, and I wasn't sure where exactly to start. So I made that post, because comments will give you information of varying usefulness, but I just posted that, like, here's a place to start, and some people were like, you just don't think that he's real. Or just, I didn't say that. I asked a question. Genuinely asked a question. Isn't the same story told in other civilizations many, many years ago? Yeah, Jesus' story has a lot of interesting and convenient similarities to other stories from other mythologies and whatnot. What can you do? A little bit. There's a little bit of recycled mythology. I made a choice starting the dishwasher before I started this live. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I can hear it. Me and my dishes ran. It's one of those things when you really start looking into like mythology and whatnot, and you start seeing connections. It's just like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Oops, don't do that. I got a comment. No, we need to talk about this. I got a comment a little while ago. I took a picture of it, and I'm going to make a short out of it. Someone said, because when I do my videos and my shorts, I have that butterfly in the background. And somebody commented, isn't the butterfly the new symbol of Satan that you happen to have behind you? If you believe in him, why don't you believe in Jesus God? There's a lot there. There's a butterfly. Yes, there is a butterfly behind me in the videos, because that's just the best corner of the house. That's the best spot in the best room in the house to record and do my videos for a lot of reasons. And I happen to have our butterfly in the background. I like butterflies because they're pretty and cool, and I like them. So I just have it. You know, it is allowed to stay. And then I like how it gives me cat ears. I think it's funny. But it's not that deep. And I didn't know butterflies were the new symbol for Satan. And I don't believe in Satan. It's just like everything about, what's a straw man? You ever watch Bill Maher's Religiousness, or whatever the title is? I don't believe I have seen that. I would believe in God before I'd believe in Satan. Yeah, I mean, I'd believe in some kind of deity or God before Satan, probably. I've never heard about butterflies either. I don't know what it's from. It's someone in my Instagram they make a lot of weird comments. It's those Instagram commenters who just like come in with a lot of confidence and like say nonsense stuff confidently. That's why I don't engage with commenters that much regardless, but I definitely don't do it on Instagram because it's completely fruitless most of the time. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if butterflies were a symbol for Satan. It might be one more reason to like it. I've grown a little bit closer to like symbols, like satanic symbols and stuff. Just kind of like as a I don't know. I've started to see Satan as kind of a symbol of freedom from religion. So I can rock with satanic shit. And I already like butterflies. So like if you can put the two together, great. You have to look at that documentary by Bill Mayer. Well worth watching. Okay. Bill Mayer. I don't think I have it yet. I'll put it in my notepad of things that I never look up that I absolutely need to and I don't have an excuse not to. Well, that's not true. I often forget that I have the notepad. Like as soon as I end alive. Even if you believe in Satan, Satan still symbolizes all evil, so I would not recommend. Sure. I mean, I guess that's one interpretation of Satan. More of a Christian interpretation. Alright. So, you know, see it, my cat just reached out and touched me. Dolly Parton's symbol is a butterfly. I can't think of anything evil about her or butterflies. Yeah, I don't think Dolly Parton would rock with Satan. She doesn't really seem like she would. Especially the butterfly is like it's like a really like pretty like sparkly butterfly. But I don't know. I get weird commenters sometimes. Happy New Year to 2025. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so great. So ready. Not really, but you know, I'm scared. Scared for the future. Even just with the economy and stuff, it feels like it's just been getting worse. I'm probably gonna end the live before New Year's Eve. I hope I hope that for any year that is better than the last. I'm not optimistic. I feel like a lot of people aren't. Like since we hit like 2019, 2020, I don't see as many like this is gonna be my year posts or like make this year a year post. It's just everyone's just kind of like being quiet when going into the new year. Not everyone, I'm sure, obviously, but like it feels like more people are just being quiet when it comes into New Year's. They're like dipping your toes in. It's like, what's it gonna bring? Like, is it gonna be good or are we just gonna keep getting destroyed? I don't know. I'd probably move to a different country if I had the means to do so. 2024 personally has been a really rough year. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope, all the more reason to hope that 2025 is better. 2025 atheism? I'll still be an atheist in 2025, yeah. Where would I move if I could? That's a good question. I don't know. Canada was like my first choice. But Canada's starting to do a lot of the crap that the US is doing, so I don't know about that. So then you got some European countries. I hear like Norway and Finland and Sweden are like okay, but I don't know. That's so far away. And that's a commitment. I mean, so is moving to Canada, but I don't know. My wife and I have discussed it. Or even just moving to like a better state. I live in Kansas. So we're like right on the edge of the Bible Belt. So like we get some of it, but we're not like all too bad. Like we voted to protect abortion rights in Kansas. So like that's cool. My hair doesn't want it today, so that's cool. But there's some better states. I feel like give this guy his own planet to rule over, I'll do it. I'll take whatever I can get. I feel like that's even more of a commitment. Especially my wife and I have a daughter, so like someone needs to watch our daughter. Like if we want to go out on a date night or something, we would need a babysitter. Or like, I don't know, if our work schedules clash, we would need a babysitter. And that's not an option when you're in Finland and your family is in the US, or even if you're in Canada or whatever. Still can't believe that Roe v. Wade was overturned. Yeah, that was a thing that happened. Drew looks like a Dr. Gone roofer with a mix of surfer dude. I don't know what that first one is, or if I should be offended or not. Drew's tired tonight. Drew's not gonna stay up. Drew's gonna stay up till midnight just because I can. And just out of spite for the universe because I actually can this year. But then Drew's going to bed. I'm tired. Do you have a specific reason to leave Christ? I don't believe in God. I don't believe we have any reason to believe in gods or the supernatural. And I also think the Bible's just kind of messed up. So, like, I wouldn't want to follow the biblical God anyway. How's Christmas for you? Christmas is pretty good, honestly. Can't really complain. Still have one more family Christmas to go to, because one of our family members yeeted it all the way to January 11th, just to make schedules work for everyone. So I've still got one more Christmas to look forward to. But the rest of them are good. I got 7 books that I'm now going to spend the next, 20 years reading, because I'm a terrible, slow reader. But, what can you do? But I did get all of the books that I was looking to get this year, plus one more. So, let's go. That's mostly what I asked for this year. I also, I gotta mention, I'm just trying to come up with stuff to talk about. Honestly, at this point, I got a comment a while back, and I posted a video about it, saying a question for Christians. Basically, would you bet all life on Earth that God is real? Like, say you were asked if God is real or not, and the answer, the definitive, definite, cannot be argued against answer as to whether or not he is real is going to come in 5 minutes, and you got to lock in your answer. And if you say that he is real and he's not, everyone on the planet dies except for you. Would you still say that he exists? And I can appreciate some people saying yes and no, but then there are some people who are like, okay, who's gonna take out all life? It would have to be something supernatural, like a god, so it would defeat the purpose. It's a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical. You're looking too deeply into it, and frankly, it looks like you're dodging. So. But I got quite a few like that. It's just like, well, clearly God would exist in this hypothetical. It's a hypothetical. I don't think anything. I don't think that this is something that could actually happen. But that's how hypotheticals work. Do you just not buy into organized religion, or do you believe that there is something divine that's undefinable and infinite in spirit, or nothing? I don't. Neither. I don't believe really in anything supernatural or subscribe to any religions. There's a YouTube video titled Alan Watts, The Nature of God. It's interesting. I'll put that in my notebook as well. I don't know. One day, I keep saying this, one day I'm going to sit down and I'm going to scroll through this thing. Scroll through? I spend too much time on my phone. Flip through this thing. Because I got like a couple pages of like 2 years worth of live streams and stuff. Only a couple pages, you know, it's not like endless. Like 4 pages. One of these days I'll just flip through and do all this. Because I end the live stream and this book goes into this basket, which goes into a cabinet over there until the next live stream. Forget about it. God is all around us. You would not exist if he didn't exist. Wake up. Sorry, the chat scrolled. Wake up, buddy. There is existence after death. Can you prove that? Why? I don't have any reason to believe that. Why should I believe that? No one really knows that. Have you heard of the very smart apologist named Faithfully Fishing for Facts on YouTube? I think he makes me question my atheism. I actually did, because you left quite a few comments. I scrolled through some of your videos. Hello. I scrolled through some of your videos. It looks like you got good content. I really like how your videos are formatted, and you seem pretty cool and informed. He needs to study many NDEs. NDEs I don't find compelling at all. Because the brain does a lot of stuff when it's dying, when it's failing at its prime objective of dying, deprived of oxygen. And a lot of people have experienced seeing things consistent with what they would expect to see when passing away. And sometimes that involves people seeing things from different religions and different gods. Are you okay, cat? She jumped up and hit her back on the table. Sometimes that involves seeing other gods. So like it's not just, you know, everyone who's had a near-death experience has seen heaven and God and stuff. People have seen other gods from other religions and other afterlives and other things that aren't even gods or afterlives. And it seems like it's just the brain doing a lot of brain stuff. Have I seen the if I could read, have I seen the link that you sent me in one of the latest shorts? No. Do you know which one specifically? I have, no, I could probably look. No, yeah, I could probably find it. I have it set to links can't be dude. Just because I don't want somebody untrustworthy putting links to like viruses in my things and people clicking on links. I just, no links. I can probably find it though. Where is, no, why? Oh. Yes. I just hit the button. Okay. Yes. Yes, I do see your link. I will have to click on it at another time. And I will try to remember that it exists and not forget it like my notebook. Yeah, I don't see... So if you ever send a link, the best way to let me know that it is there is to either hit me in chat or leave a comment, because otherwise I'm not going to see it. There are platforms like Instagram and TikTok where like the hidden comments are like just at the bottom and I can easily like scroll through them and like approve or disapprove, unhide or hide or keep hidden any of the comments. YouTube's just not as simple, so I don't usually find myself going and looking at the held comments. So I probably will not see it. The body prepares itself for death, chemicals are released, and gives that euphoric feeling. Remember that N stands for near, not died and come back. Yeah. And even for an amount of time, I can't remember how long, after like your body essentially dies, uh, some people believe. I think there's evidence to support that your brain is still kind of functioning for a minute. That's what I think. I think it's like 8 minutes until you're brain dead, when like you're gone, if you don't have blood flow and stuff. Something like that. I'm not a doctor or a scientist or a smart person, so. But yeah, the brain does brain stuff, and the brain is very complicated. And a lot of stuff that the brain does has led a lot of people to think that there's something supernatural going on, but we really don't have reason to believe that that's the case. It really just kind of seems like the brain is complicated and it's doing complicated brain stuff that we don't understand. It's like 7 minutes, somewhere around there, I'm sure. During that euphoria, people experience the white light feeling and so forth. Yeah. Especially, I got 2 commenters in a comment section once. I think I was talking about near-death experiences. No, I don't think I was. I think I made a short about it based on those comments. But one person said that they died, saw heaven and stuff, and like God or Jesus or whatever, had like a Christian afterlife experience, and then came back. And then somebody else said that they died, saw nothing, and came back and got resuscitated, brought back. So what's going on there? Why did one person see this and one person see nothing? And then why did this other person see Allah? Why did this other person see Vishnu? Why did this other person see Grandma? You know? Howard Storm, a hardcore devout atheist professor at Harvard, 1985. To this day, even his family left him. A hardcore devout atheist professor at Harvard, 1985. To this day, even his family left him. He saw truth. I don't know what all you're trying to say there. I don't think it needs to prove anything either. Is my mouse dying? My mouse is dying. I should probably plug that in. I haven't charged it in like a month. I don't use my laptop very often. No, I was right. Cables. I missed your comment. It didn't put your comment. It did not put your comment. That's because it's not true. You can't die and go to heaven and back. Whoever saw that was either lying or deceived. I choose to believe that there is something bigger than me, the universe, the universal mind, if you will. I can't believe there's a man in the sky, though. Yeah, maybe. I'd like to believe that there's something else. I'd like to believe that there's an afterlife. I'd like to believe that there's supernatural stuff and whatever. I would love if that were the case. It just doesn't really seem like that's what we got going on. Can you make more long-form content? Because I need somebody to debunk. I'm running out of ideas. I need to make more long-form content. It's just a lot of time that I don't have. But I do plan on doing that. I have other long-form content. Have you used any of that yet? True brain stuff is probably the case, but I can't quite wrap my head around how the world was made. Yeah, that's weird. Did you hear about Russ Huff? He was paralyzed from the waist down due to a rare condition and randomly recovered, and the doctors had no medical explanation for it. Christians use this as an argument. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. People have quote-unquote miraculous healing all the time, miraculous recoveries and whatnot, stuff that science can't explain. But there's a lot that science doesn't understand, and there's a lot of weird stuff that the body and the mind do. And just because we don't understand it doesn't necessarily mean it's something divine. We used to not know where the sun went at night and thought that that was something divine, that the sun rose and set. But it's not. We're just on a ball that's spinning. That's all it is. No, I have not, but done that. No, I have not done, but just because I've covered some of that stuff before. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I do have that same problem sometimes. Sometimes I find myself taking screenshots of comments. Like, I'll respond to that later, and I'm just like, I've made this video 20 times. Let's try something else. Hello and happy New Year. Maybe we're like soon. Yeah, in about an hour and a half. But how is it spinning? Gravity and space and physics. Maybe magic. Maybe magic. Where do physics come from? It's kind of a thing that happens in the universe. Where does the universe come from? Where did all the matter and energy ever come from? These are the questions. These are the big questions. And there's some kind of like arms race between theists and, well, I wouldn't even make that distinction between people looking for a supernatural answer and people looking for a naturally scientific non-supernatural answer. There seems to be some kind of like arms race, but not really. Everyone's just kind of trying to find answers. But I'd like to think there's a little bit of competition going on. Is it all working together by coincidence? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is just the only way that the universe could have worked, and so it's just kind of operating as it does. Maybe there's not some deeper meaning. Maybe it's just, maybe if the universe operated in a different way and life was still able to come across or come about, they would be looking at it and be like, why does it work this way? It's perfect. And maybe it could work in a number of different ways and still produce life. Who knows? We don't have any other universes to compare to, so we have absolutely no idea what we're talking about in, what the universe could have been, how it works like this. Could it have done something else? It seems like it's just what the universe does. Please try thinking deeply about this. I do. Do you believe in intelligent life forms from outer space? I don't really believe that we've been visited by aliens or anything like that, but I think with how big and old the universe is, and with how many of the building blocks of life that are just kind of everywhere in the universe, I would find it exceedingly surprising if there was not other life somewhere out there. The deeper you think, the more questions we have. I agree. That's why I like thinking deep. And perhaps some of this life is more or less intelligent than us. There are some ideas, though, in science that, like, maybe, like a civilization cannot reach a point of like intergalactic travel and like being like the alien visitors without burning out their planet and their civilization before they reach that point. Like, we just can't reach that level of technological advancement without absolutely destroying our everything. There's also ideas that there's an idea that if we send a signal out into space, there's an idea of sending a signal out into space and getting an answer that just says hush. Don't make yourself known. because maybe all of these other smarters, uh, capable of intergalactic travel species just know better than to announce themselves. Just know to shut up and stay in their little corner. Who knows? The Great Filter, truly a scary concept. Yeah, I've looked into like a lot of like those like why don't we see intelligent life, and they're unsettling. Dark forest theory. Yeah. Do you believe there are other beings besides us? Define beings, because I said that there. I'd be very surprised if there wasn't uh I'd be very surprised if there wasn't life out there somewhere. Like aliens, maybe? Maybe. We can't even fathom the size of our own universe, let alone other galaxies out there. Yeah. We don't even know what all is at the bottom of our own oceans. We haven't finished exploring this planet yet. I've heard some theories in recent years that life isn't that rare, but just that we are a very early civilization, which is a huge advantage for us. Yeah, maybe. Maybe some year will be, maybe some year, someday will be like the the alpha planet, the alpha species, or whatever you want to say it. How old is the world in your belief? Science points to it being like about 4 billion years old, right? I always forget and I always have to look it up. How old is Earth? 4.5. And the universe is like, well, I just deleted that. The universe is like 14. 13.7. Close enough. Billion years. Or one day it'll be the planet of the apes. You never know. We are so scared of vastly superior alien civilizations that we hadn't yet considered that we are indeed the vastly superior alien civilization. Maybe. Maybe. I haven't thought about that, honestly. I guess just with the age of the universe. I mean, I guess. We're only like, I don't know. No, I don't know. Well, I would want to know at what point in the universe's life it reached a point where it could possibly start producing planets and solar systems that could harbor life. That's what I would want to know. Because obviously, if we go back, 13.7 billion years, the universe just started. It's specks and atoms and maybe not even atoms yet, quarks and just shit that just like isn't nothing there yet. So at what point? Because if it took 10 billion years for the universe to be able to start making, stars and planets and life as we know them, maybe we could be the oldest. Maybe we could be the first. We may find answers one day if we don't destroy ourselves and the earth first. Yeah. We're not finding those answers. We're going to destroy ourselves first, probably. Probably around like 7 or 8 billion years ago or so that life really became possible. What needed to happen is that stars need to become more stable and less powerful. Yeah. Can you tell me how science knows it's been billions of years? No. Seems to be a scientific consensus. We have different dating methods, radiometric dating methods and stuff I know that they use. Because there's a thing known as protostar, which were way more powerful and massive than anything we have right now. Also, stars needed to chill out. They lasted like 10 billion years before exploding. It's like several hundred times shorter lifespan. Interesting. Found out the Christian God is real. Would you submit to him? Just curious. No, I would not. Been watching some videos, and I'm not sure we've seen brilliant minds like Einstein and Newton and the like. We just become too lazy. It's possible. We also have like the internet, so information spreads faster and is shared faster, and we consume it faster, and things kind of get the market gets a little oversaturated. There are more smart people. I don't think perhaps to the level of Einstein or Newton, but why do I keep saying Einstein? Einstein or Newton. But yeah, I think you're right. Is my short answer. I think you might be right. Maybe AI will figure it out after we're all gone. AI will figure it out, and none of us will be here to know. Do you believe scientists are always telling the truth? It would seem to me that scientists are doing their best to figure out what's going on and convey that data to us. It is kind of my way of seeing it. And when science can do things like predict when storms are coming, predict the weather, predict eclipses years out, and things of the like, seems to give them a little bit of credibility. Any chances that some of them could be lying to you? Maybe. As a Christian just like you, he is right about the age of the earth. Upon Googling, apparently life may have started a few 100 million years after the Big Bang, but it wasn't likely. I mean, like, what do you really need? Because even if we had, like, the super crazy powerful stars, couldn't there be a planet that's just a little bit further away? Like, maybe if it's emitting more energy and shit, you know, perhaps Earth's distance would be uninhabitable, but perhaps the Goldilocks zone would just be pushed back further. Because really what you need is, as far as we can tell with life as we know it, because this is really, it's the same issue of like, how else could the universe work? I don't know, because we don't have other universes to study. We don't have other life to study. So all that we're looking for in terms of what life we have, we're just basing off of us and our conditions. But at least basing off of us, you need a star and a planet with the right conditions in the Goldilocks zone. And ideally a star with certain good conditions. But like I don't know, there's some universe sandbox stuff I feel like that we can play around with. Some scientists lie by doing what is known as p-hacking, where they repeat an experiment enough times that they get lucky and get a weird or rare result. So then you get down to why is that? To why is what? What do they gain by lying? I don't know. It would just really seem, especially like scientific advancements. You guys are watching a live stream right now on whatever device you are through some kind of internet access, satellites, Wi-Fi, whatever else. All of that has been figured out by science. Someone knows what they're doing. Somebody knows what they're talking about. Somebody can figure stuff out and figure out how the universe works and how to manipulate things to the point where I am now sitting on my couch in Kansas talking to you guys wherever you are in the world about the universe with a computer right here where I can look up pretty much whatever information that I want and have it readily available, while my automatic dishwasher runs loudly in the background, and my furnace is going off to heat my home. I can hear the water trickling in my fish tank to keep my fish alive. Someone's figured something out, you know? You have an unusually stable star. Also, you will probably need a molten core within the planet that if you generate a magnetic field, yeah, the planet needs to have the right stuff. And also, the star needs to not kill you for 3 billion years straight. Yeah, that's the thing. But if some of those other stars could last for like 10 million years, was it 10 million? Yeah, that's not a very long time, is it? We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. How do you type that? We need to get down to the why the universe is finely tuned. Who says it is? It seems like this is just how the universe works. It did stuff, and that stuff that it just naturally did settled things into certain things. It is just kind of what it seems. The fine-tuning argument, again, we don't have another universe to use in comparison. We don't have, if it could have worked different, it just wouldn't have worked. We don't have any of that, so we have no idea what we're talking about there. Neutron stars, white dwarfs can last for 100 billion years before eventually burning out into a black dwarf. Yes, but we still need to know why. I don't know what the why you're asking is. And that might be my own stupidity. Are you asking why as in, like, how does it work? Or why as in some kind of, like, purpose? Some kind of objective purpose? Because those are the two different whys. A commenter explained, well, why is the water boiling? How it works is you heat up water and it does science stuff and it boils. But the purpose, the why purpose behind it is I'm boiling it because I want to make tea. So I'm trying to figure out which why we're talking about. Why is it flash white? So bright. Oops. Seven minutes until the new year. I still have an hour and 7 minutes, but I'll ring in the new year with you. I'll be here to ring in your new year because I'm probably going to end the live before. I'm definitely going to end the live before midnight where I'm at. But I'll ring in the new year with you. I've got like 3 hours. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Kansas, so I'm right in the middle. Sorry for the shameless plug. You're fine. I can tell you're one of those creators that likes to like get themselves out there and be active and stuff. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. West Virginia, Mountain Mom. I'm sorry, I had to. You got that we're not in Kansas anymore. I can country roads you. You just like spreading the word. I was like that once. I was studying to become an apologist and speaking out in defense of Christianity. Help some people strengthen their faith. You know, whatever. It's already 4 p.m. on January. Where are you, Doom? I think you've told me where you are before, but I forget. Where do you live? Australia. That's right. You live in Australia. Cheater. Well, yes. Happy New Year. Happy late New Year. Welcome to 2025. You're living in the future. From my perspective. Fireworks going off. Indeed, we see everything before it happens. It wouldn't surprise me if Australia had some magical power to do that. I do hope you all have a good New Year. I do hope that 2025 is a good year. The kangaroos, I've learned, can be mean, especially to pet dogs. Yeah, I think Australia is just one of those places I'm just gonna have to like not go to. I don't think it's for me. I don't think I can handle it. Forgive me. I am a sleepy boy today. It's going to be a very interesting year with the change of power. I do agree. Oh no. Superman doesn't have a leg. You have no idea what I'm talking about. But there's a Christmas tree next to me with a Superman ornament that doesn't have its leg. Taylor, Superman doesn't have his leg. On a low-key note, Australians like to gaslight people into thinking the country is a hellscape when it's really not. I am inclined to believe you, but like, seems like it does some weird stuff. It is a bit weird, but you'll be fine if you happen to visit Australia during autumn time, which is about spring for you guys in the northern hemisphere. I like autumn. Autumn is my favorite time of year. Fall really is just the chill season of the year in Australia. But so many things in Australia that can and want to kill you: crocodiles, great whales, snakes, scorpions, and everything else. Yeah, just not for me. It's almost New Year's. Uh, Dereco, please forgive me if I mispronounce any of your names. It's almost your New Year. At least Australia doesn't have bears. Honestly, that is scary, bro. Fair. I mean, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting seeing people from like different. Happy New Year, Dereco. Happy New Year. Uh, for the East Coast. Um, it is interesting. Crocodiles won't be coming in your home. It is interesting seeing people who live in like different parts of the world just like compare notes. Like I live in Kansas, and I live like in a more like uh, populated houses, buildings, city type of part of Kansas, um, but nothing like New York. And I've talked to people who are from New York, and our experiences are different. And it's just so interesting sharing experiences and sharing like, it's so weird you have this. Well, I think it's weird that you have this. Like he just listed off all this scary stuff that Australia has, and then you're just like, yeah, but y'all have bears. Bears are terrifying, and I like that. I like that. It's interesting. Jesus said, "Whoever shall," I'm sorry. Jesus said, "Whoever believes in Him shall not perish." If you believe in young Earth, not if you believe in young Earth creationism. Yeah, maybe. But if you believe the Bible is true, there might be. If you believe that the Bible is, the word, the inspired word of God. Australia doesn't really have any predators like bears, aside from dingoes, but dingoes are exceptionally rare on the coastal cities and towns. That's like, I hear it sometimes between like people from Kansas and people from California. Like people from Kansas are like, yeah, but you guys have earthquakes. That's terrifying. And people from California are like, yeah, but you have tornadoes. That's terrifying. But like to us, tornadoes are just kind of a thing that happens. They're terrifying, but they're like more normal and natural, and we rock with them. And people from California do the same thing with earthquakes. It's interesting. It's very interesting. There's new perspectives, different ways of living, different ways of seeing the world. Australia has zero earthquakes and zero cyclones. Well, we can have earthquakes, but we don't live on a fault line, like California does. Then in Florida, you get hurricanes. How many hurricanes has Florida been hit by? False Christians and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders that would deceive even the elect, if that were possible. Maybe. Better watch out. Better watch out. We rarely see tornadoes and don't have earthquakes. But fentanyl seems to be very deadly around here. Yeah. Then there's the drug problem. That's, yeah. I mean, hell, I had a guy come over from, I think from New York. I don't know what part of New York. We're like somewhere like around there. And he went driving around with my buddy. He's like, you have so many homeless people. Why do you have so many homeless people? And just drugs are just a thing that's just everywhere. You walk down the street and you just see empty liqueur bottles and needles and shit sometimes. Happy New Year. Yeah, fentanyl's no joke. Drugs and guns are a huge problem in America. Yeah, I think I would agree with that sentiment. I mean, I would specify it as like marijuana. I don't really care about, but like fentanyl and cocaine are worrisome, and like owning guns isn't as much of an issue as people who shouldn't have guns having guns and going into schools or other public areas and demonstrating to the world about how they should not have guns. One of the reasons I'm going to be homeschooling my daughter, because, no. You know, about 35,000 people die every year in car accidents. That's a lot. Driving, I remember when I was in my driver's ed class, I was told that driving is going to be the most dangerous thing you do on a day-to-day basis, unless you work like as a miner or a lumberjack or something, or like, you know, a dangerous profession, which is, as a casual civilian, driving is the most dangerous thing you'll do on a day-to-day basis. And we get a lot of car accidents where I live. We get so I growing up, it was just normal on the news almost every single morning. There was a car accident here, there, whatever. PC crashed for a second. Did I miss much? I don't think so. Talking about a lot of people die in car accidents, drugs and guns being problems in U.S. Fishing, faithfully fishing for facts, and bias nostalgia are discussing things. Christianity. And you won't have to worry about guns in Australia. Come to Australia, we promise. The 10-foot tall spiders will leave you be. That's another thing. You got those giant spiders walking around. I don't care if they're harmless. It seems like the bigger things to worry about than the things that make the news these days. It seems like there's bigger things to worry about than the things that make the news these days. Yeah, and news can be a very biased, stupid thing. Just don't look at them in the eyes. Don't your spiders have like feet? Is it one of those? I know sometimes spiders get so big that like they have their legs and then they have like feet that come off. That's unsettling. I have something in my eye. Ugh. I'm just falling apart. I'm melting. I'm just sleepy. Should probably end the stream soon. I say it every single live stream. I come in and be like, all right, I want to keep this at about an hour, maybe under an hour if I want. But then like I'm having a conversation. I enjoy doing the live streams. Legit seeing cat-sized spiders. See, I just don't know. The only really massive spider we have to my knowledge is the huntsman spider, which is probably about the same size, or a little bigger than a tarantula. Most huntsmen are smaller. Spiders creep me out, and tarantulas are just another level of fear. Is a repeatable atheist? Respectable atheist. Okay, I was about to ask what that means. Respectable atheist. Well, thank you. If nothing else, because not everyone's going to agree with what I'm saying, but if nothing else, I would hope that I'm at least respectable, because I try to be. Because I don't know, there are a lot of, forgive me while I pick something out of my eye. I'm dying here. There's just a lot of atheist content creators out there that like to be dishonest or like to be hostile towards like Christians and whatnot. And obviously I speak out against Christianity, so like we're gonna cross swords, but like I don't know. I think there are better ways to go about doing it. Like I see like atheist content creators like, check out this stupid Christian's argument. Shut the fuck up. Just like, hey, this. I mean, do what I do in my shorts. This Christian made a comment. I want to respond to that comment. Even Mother Teresa questioned if any of it was real or made up. I'm sure a lot of people have. I try to hear people out. It'd be hard stuck trying to find a spider bigger than a common black house spider. Interesting. It's okay to question differences. You ain't rude. I definitely try not to be. Especially one advantage I have that I'm very fortunate with is I was raised Christian. So I was Christian, a devout Christian, dedicated to the Christian God. Thought I had a good relationship with him, studying to become an apologist to go and spread and defend the faith. I was pro-life. I was I presented myself as just straight, even though I've recently come out. Yeah, recently, a few years ago, come out as non-binary and pansexual. But you know, I was raised in that, and now I'm atheist, I'm pro-choice, pansexual, non-binary. I've done such a 180 in my beliefs to where at this point I've lived on both sides of the argument, and I've defended both sides of the argument. I thought it was weird. I posted my why I'm pro-choice video today. I used to be pro-life, and I would imagine just ADHD scenarios and whatnot, daydreaming. I always had imagined myself being like up on some stage defending or speaking out against abortion, defending the pro-life movement, and like what I would say and all that stuff. And now I just released like a 10-minute video on why I'm pro-choice, arguing for pro-choice. It's really, really weird. But like, I understand where both sides are coming from. Like, I know for a fact that it would be incorrect to just say, oh, Christians are just idiots. Belief in God is a mental illness. Like, none of that is accurate. There are some dumb Christians. There are dumb atheists. Stupidity is unbiased. But it's just, I don't know. It gives me a better understanding of the other side. And I really, really like that. I uncoiled myself? Maybe. Uncooled myself? Maybe. Where's the line between atheist and agnostic? Definitions get a little fuzzy, and a lot of people disagree with them. My definition is theist and atheist is a question of belief. Theist having a belief in a God, atheist not having a belief in a God. Gnostic and agnostic are about knowledge or claims to knowledge. Gnostic being claiming to know, agnostic being not claiming to know. So like a lot of Christians I would describe as Gnostic theists. You combine definitions, Gnostic theists, people who believe that God is real and claim to know for certain that he is. I and many other atheists am an agnostic atheist. How I and a lot of others describe ourselves. In that I don't hold the belief in a God, but I don't claim to know whether or not there is one. I don't know if there is one. I just don't have any reason to believe that there is. So that's kind of my definition, and it's agreed upon by like all these people, but then there's also like all these people who have like different ones, and then there's all like these people who have different definitions. It's just kind of one of those things. I try not to get hung up too much on definitions and like titles and words. I don't believe in a God, but I don't know if there is one or not. I just don't have any reason to believe that there is one. I'm not convinced. Whatever you want to call that. Because agnostic, atheist, theist, Gnostic, these are all just words that humans made up to describe things. And as long as you understand the thing that's being described, it doesn't necessarily matter if we agree on terms. But that's my understanding of the terms. I was born male. I'm a Gnostic Pastafarian. I was born male, and I am a biological male. So I think flying spaghetti monster is real. He's real. He's real, damn it. I know it. Be ye touched by his noodly appendages. I hope I'm allowed to say that in a stream. This sounds weird. Is Bigfoot real? Maybe. We discover new species of stuff quite often, so who knows? Probably not. Rainbow Space Kitty and Giant Flying Spaghetti Monster are part of the same pantheon, I have decided. I can respect that. I can respect that. I think the two can coexist. I used to have. I used to do TikTok live streams. I tried to do it once or twice a week, and I did like 50 of them over the course of like a year. Yeah, probably a year, probably a little bit more, because I don't think I did it every week, so probably a little over a year, somewhere around that. And I would often have this mannequin sitting behind me named Jerry, and I would say he's the one true God, um, creator of all things, all hail. I don't. I think anything is possible, but I tend to believe what I can see and see solid evidence of. Yeah, I live my life on reason to believe what I have reason to believe, with the understanding that we could always be wrong. Which is another fortunate thing about me being raised a certain way and now being another way. I can't say that I can't be wrong, because when you do such a big 180 in your beliefs, either you were wrong, or you are wrong, or you've always been wrong. That's when you've switched between two completely opposing viewpoints. Somewhere you have been wrong. So I look at that and it's like I can't just not be wrong. It's entirely possible for me to be wrong. I've proven it. And I've proven it many other times. It's entirely possible for me to be wrong. So always keep an open mind. Always be open to the idea that you could be wrong on anything. Can you not? Hi. You don't blink, do you? I'm talking to one of my cats. Hi, sweetie. Hi. When I think of both sides being wrong, it reminds me of that time a bunch of scientists disagreed on whether blotches in the sky were nebula or star clusters. It's kind of funny. As a Christian, I've listened to many atheist viewpoints, but you ever watched any Christian apologetics? Yeah, quite a bit. I try to listen to both sides as much as I can. They swore that the other side was wrong and didn't stop to think that they were both right. So maybe sometimes the opposing sides can be right. You don't blink, do you? There is a blink. You blink. You know how to blink. I had a friend who was a devout Catholic, and we've had many discussions, and I remember her saying, but all these people can't be wrong for so long. All these people can't be wrong for so long. Could be. How long did humans think that the seasons changing was caused by some supernatural event, or the sun rising and setting? How many years did we go with humans thinking that a solar eclipse was like some kind of dark spirit casting a shadow over the earth. As a Christian, I can be open to my beliefs being wrong, but my Bible has never been disproven, which gives the reason to believe it. I mean, I obviously disagree about the Bible, but yeah, always be open to the possibility you could be wrong, and I could be wrong, and Peanut could be wrong. Hi. Hi. Do you need to be picked up? Oh. I'm gonna pick you up. I pick up the kitty. She's literally tapping my foot. She's literally looking up at me and tapping my foot. Come on, baby. Oh. Hi, you're so happy. My face is gonna melt even more now because I haven't taken my allergy meds yet tonight. And Peanut's the cat that gives me allergies the worst. She has a hard time cleaning herself. She actually has brain damage, so she has some trouble cleaning herself and grooming herself properly. But I still love her. Right. Right. Yeah, she was very malnourished when my wife got her, and she was having seizures. Both her and her sister, our other cat Snickers, were both very malnourished. Um, and Peanut was having a lot of seizures, and we just think that just did a number on her brain. But she's like, I forget all the time, but she's like 7 years old or something like that. So like, she's still kicking, and she's still healthy. She's still fine. Her brain just doesn't always work like it's supposed to. When it comes to disproving the Bible, it seems somewhat simple. That it's just wrong about some things. I'm so content. Oh yeah, she loves attention. I will walk up to her and I'll say, "Hey, Peanut," and she will start purring and kneading immediately. Like if you look at her, she gets excited. She just loves attention. There are people who believe that the ark exists and that the story of Noah and the ark was literal. That's a far stretch. I think the stories in the Bible were ways of trying to teach life lessons. Maybe. Hey, sweetie. I found that cats go through hardship. Cats who go through hardship become much more resilient after getting through it. My cat survived a paralysis tick bite. Uh, he shouldn't have, and made a full recovery. Nice. Always good. Hi. I sometimes have to help her scratch. Like she'll get itches like on around her collar or whatever, and most cats and like dogs and whatnot can just like use that back leg and just scratch it. She can't do that. She tries, but she's a bigger kitty, and not all of her motor functions are there, so she just can't quite get it. So I sometimes have to help her scratch those. Sometimes she will literally walk up to me. She'll just walk up to me, look at me, and just go, like, do the air scratches, like she's trying to scratch, and she's like, help me, help me, my neck itches. I don't think she walks funny at all. She's gotten lost. When my wife and I first moved out, we had an apartment that had like the kitchen was like a hallway almost. It was kind of like one of those. It was a one-bedroom apartment, so just making do with the space you have. But the kitchen was like a big opening, and then like kind of like a hallway that was the kitchen. Um, and hallway is a weird word to describe it, but I don't know how else to use it. So it doesn't like go out the other side. There were a couple times where she would walk into the kitchen and she would reach that wall and then start meowing for help because she was lost and didn't know where she was. The point is, even if they were to discover the Ark, those who don't believe are most likely to find a reason not to believe anyway. Maybe. That's called intellectual dishonesty, in my opinion. If it's there and we have reason to believe it's there and it's actually Noah's Ark, then we should believe it is. But unfortunately, all the Noah's Arks that have been found have been debunked. Cats have some kind of deep spiritual connection to humans? Maybe. Okay, then she's probably fine. It could just be age. Could be. She also is. She's like 12 pounds. She's a big fluffy kitten. Yeah, I looked at you immediately. I'd lock eyes and it was just purring. The twins are 9. The twins are 9. I always forget. So yeah, she's almost 10. You can prove things and still people won't believe. Many people saw Jesus in his time, and even with the signs and wonders, people still didn't believe he was the Messiah. Taylor, you just left work. Oh, you just got home. Okay. She's 12. No, 12 pounds. Yeah, 12 pounds. She's 12 pounds, 9 years old. Although her sister, Snickers, is slightly bigger, and she can still scratch herself. So it might just be some kind of motor function thing. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's coming in? She's running to the door. It's Mama. You're not getting two of every kind of animal together peacefully? Yeah. What does that even mean? Two of every kind of animal? And what does that entail? Did penguins waddle or swim all the way from Antarctica and then back to Antarctica? Although, no, I've heard that there are penguins somewhere closer. I've heard that there are penguins somewhere closer, so maybe. But how did they get to Antarctica? Maybe they swam. Not if you don't have God on your side. This is true. Through God, all things are possible. I am going to go ahead and end the live stream. I'm sleepy. I've been live for almost an hour and a half. So yeah, thank you so much, all of you, for being here. This was nice, chill live stream, which is good because I'm really just tired and just kind of out of it tonight. So it didn't get too crazy where I needed to be too on it. My new year is in about 32 minutes, so happy early new year for me, and happy very early new year to the people on the west coast who've still got about an hour and a half to go. Happy new year to everyone. I hope you all have an amazing night, an amazing new year. Thank you all for being here. I always say I'm a random nobody on YouTube. I don't have any special credentials. I don't really even think I'm smart or anything. So the fact that anyone's willing to give me even a second of their time is really cool, especially if someone's willing to sit here and chat with me or like or follow or subscribe or whatever. It's really cool. So thank you for being here. I enjoyed it. And I typically go live every Tuesday at about somewhere between 9 and 10 Central Standard Time. It's whenever I put my daughter to sleep, and whenever she falls asleep, and whenever I get stuff set up. So that's anywhere between 9 and 10 usually, and I usually go for hour and a half, somewhere between there. So yeah. So have a wonderful night. I hope to see you all around. Uh-oh, do I need the hat? There you go. There it is. Happy New Year. Bye. Oh my God.